Oh, wait a minute. We good? All right. Good evening, everyone. I'm going to call the meeting to order with a short prayer and a salute to our flag. Almighty God, grant us the wisdom to make those decisions that are in the best interest of all of our residents. May the Heavenly Father of us all bless those who have given the ultimate sacrifice in service to our nation, and may He watch over and protect our service men and women now guarding the gates of freedom. Salute to our flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Statement of publication.
Take notice that this regular agenda meeting of the Mayor and Borough Council being held on this 10th day of February 2025 has been posted and advertised in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act, Chapter 231, Public Law 1975.
Roll call.
Councilpersons Balca.
Here.
Polisi.
Here.
Novak.
Here.
Roberts.
Here.
Sinarski.
Here.
Zabrowski.
Here. Council President, approval of the prior minutes.
Move the following minutes of the mayor and council be approved on roll call vote, subject to correction if necessary. December 9th, special meeting and closed session, and January 27th, regular and agenda and executive sessions.
Your motion?
I made the motion.
Second.
There's a second. Roll call.
Councilpersons Roberts.
Yes.
Balca.
Yes.
Polisi.
Yes.
Novak.
Abstain on December 9th and yes on the 27th.
Sinarski.
Yes.
Zabrowski.
Yes.
Okay, old business.
Business, just to want to announce that I received the resolution from the Sayreville Planning Board following a meeting on February 5th, 2025, approving the following ordinance and referring it back to the Borough Council. Ordinance number 2-25, amending the waterfront redevelopment plan.
Okay. I'm going to open the public hearing on ordinance 1-25. Are there any comments? Being no comments, I'll entertain a motion.
Let me just read the heading on that
Go ahead.
ordinance. Ordinance number 1-25, Borough of Sayreville, County of Middlesex, State of New Jersey, ordinance regarding fee for yearly farmers market license.
Councilman Balca.
Move the public hearing be closed. The ordinance adopted on second and final reading, advertised according to law.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilpersons Balca.
Yes.
Polisi.
Yes.
Novak.
Yes.
Roberts.
Yes.
Sinarski.
Yeah.
Zabrowski.
Yes.
Public hearing on ordinance number 2-25, an ordinance of the Borough of Sayreville approving revisions to Riverton street name schematic map and amending the waterfront redevelopment plan to incorporate said revisions.
This time, I'm going to open the public portion for comments or questions. Are there any? Randy?
Randy Prescrow, 369 Washington Road, Sayreville, New Jersey, 08872. I just want to let you know that I awoke yesterday to the task of clearing a driveway and a sidewalk. And I was very proud to notice that while I was tasking away and breathing hard and otherwise freezing myself to death, I noticed that the streets, not only in my neighborhood, but throughout the borough, were absolutely clear, passable, and pristine. So, from one private citizen to the borough council to the maintenance and anybody who has anything to do with keeping our community the way that it is, just a heartfelt thanks.
Thank you, Randy.
Thanks for taking the time. Usually people don't. They only take the time to complain. Thank you.
Not going to do that.
Are there any other comments or questions? Being no other, I'll entertain a motion. Councilman Zabrowski.
I move the public hearing be closed. The ordinance is adopted on second and final reading and advertised according to law.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilperson Zabrowski.
Yes.
Balca. Polisi.
Yes.
Novak.
Yes.
Roberts.
Yes.
Sinarski. Public hearing on ordinance number 3-25, an ordinance supplementing and amending ordinance number 40-23, fixing the salaries of certain borough officials, officers, and employees for the years 2023 to 2027.
I'm going to open the public portion for comments or questions. Are there any? Being none, I'll entertain a motion. Councilman Balca.
Move the public hearing be closed, the ordinance adopted on second and final reading and advertised according to law.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilpersons Balca.
Yes.
Delisi.
Yes.
Novak.
Yes.
Roberts.
Yes.
Sinarski. Zabrowski.
Yes.
Public hearing on ordinance number 40-25, and ordinance supplementing and amending ordinance 40-23, fixing the salaries of certain borough officials, officers, and employees for the years 2023 to 2027.
Going to open the public portion for comments or questions. Are there any? Being none, I'll entertain a motion. Councilman Belka.
Move the public hearing be closed, the ordinance adopted on second and final reading and advertised according to law.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilpersons Balca.
Yes.
Delisi.
Yes.
Novak.
Yes.
Roberts.
Yes.
Sinarski. Zabrowski.
Yes.
Public hearing on ordinance number 5-25, Borough of Saraville, County of Middlesex, ordinance accepting amendment to easement in favor of the Borough of Saraville relative to block 307.01, lots 1.02 and 1.03.
I'm going to open the public portion for comments or questions. Are there any? Being none, I'll entertain a motion. Councilman Zabrowski.
I move the public hearing be closed, the ordinance adopted on second and final reading and advertised according to law.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilperson Zabrowski.
Yes.
Balca.
Yes.
Polisi.
Yes.
Novak.
Yes.
Roberts. Sinarski.
Okay, under appointments,
I have-
Donna?
I have some appointments to make, Mayor. First, before we begin with my appointments, there is one that is your appointment for the Library Board of Trustees. That was Karen Perno. Her application was sent in. Is that what you choose for your appointment?
Please do.
All right, so let me make all of
Is
the
that-
library.
Is this going to come back because we're not following an official protocol?
Well, no, if it's a mayoral appointment, it's a mayoral appointment. You can make it at any
Let-
time.
let me-
If it's a,
So Karen Perno.
Okay, leave Karen's off and we'll come back to that.
okay, so these are going to be council appointments now.
These are going to be, well, before we go to council appointments, there's one that was the school superintendent's appointee.
I'll take care of that.
You'll take care of that one also. Okay. So then I would like to, appoint to the Library Board of Trustees, Lisa Payne for a 3-year term. And can I go through the
5-year.
5-year term? Sorry. And
Is it okay with the council if Donna goes through the appointments, and if there are any objections, we'll deal with it on the roll call vote? Is there any objection to doing it that way? Being no objection, go ahead, Council President.
we have Lisa Payne, 5 years Library Board of Trustees. I'd also like to appoint local historian Frank Terzino for the 3-year term.
Okay.
On environmental, Nicolette Nick Elroy for a 3-year term. For human relations, I have Margaret Grande and Priya Bard and Annabelle Rodriguez.
Well, how long's the term?
Or 3-year.
They're
3-year.
3 years,
Yep.
okay.
Okay, I do want to say, I spoke with Annabelle, just so everyone knows, she has one more application in. I spoke to her, she said she wanted to go on human relations. We already appointed her to environmental. She's going to check her schedule, before we consider appointing her for that third
Okay.
board. So,
Very
she's,
reasonable.
that's still active.
You didn't mention her on environmental.
I thought we appointed that last time.
No, there was no,
You sure?
yeah, I'm sure.
Okay, then appoint her now.
Okay, appointed to environmental. She would take those two.
Okay, so
The environmental is the mayor's without the necessary advice and consent.
Right, he's got
We get into
environmental.
This discussion every year.
I know.
It just
Yeah.
confuses me.
Yeah.
Who-
That one you
is it a
don't-
mayoral appointment, the environmental? I
Shade
know
tree and
the
for
planning
environmental.
board.
No, environmental also. Matter of fact, we corrected the borough ordinance to match the state statute just last
Okay.
year.
all
So,
right, but I just want to make clear, because there's 2 openings. There's an alternate one and a regular member. So which one are you putting Nicolette and Annabelle in?
Nicolette would be the regular member.
Okay, and then Annabelle's the alternate. Okay,
Thanks, Donna, for taking.
we'll come back to the environmental.
I
That
got
was
it.
the environment.
Yeah,
No, for,
Back to her cultural arts.
okay.
you can't make environmental. Mary just made that
Yeah.
statement.
Yeah. but
So
you do that.
I'll come
you
back
need
to
a
do
vote.
it.
Okay, you'll do that. So
It's very confusing.
Those are all the appointments you're making, I just want before.
Okay, is there a motion?
that's my motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Roll call?
Did you hear me?
Roberts.
Yes.
Balca.
Yes.
Khaleesi.
Yeah.
Novak.
Yes.
Sinarski. Zabrowski.
Yes.
All right. That's all right. A lot of it's typed. Okay, so for the Library Board of Trustees, I went and met with Helen Clark this week to go over or Leah Clark. So the mayor's appointment, the mayor's slot on the Board of Trustees is Karen Perno, who's done that for many years. And I'm very thankful and grateful that she does for a 3-year term. Lori Ann Dabrowski, or is it Dabrowski or Dabrowski? It's, okay. She's the school superintendent's appointment for a 3-year term. And Lisa Payne is an alternate number 2. 5 years. Oh, wait a
The
minute.
council.
That was the council appointment.
Okay. So is Karen 3 or 5? 1. What about the superintendents? 1. All right. So those are and then for environmental, Annabelle Rodriguez.
First, it's Nicolette.
Wait a minute.
The last one.
Nicolette is the 3-year member.
Okay. So Nicolette McElroy for environmental, a 3-year term. And Annabelle Rodriguez as an alternate on environmental. For how long?
3-year.
3-year term. Is there a motion? Oh, they're my appointments. Okay. Look at that. I'm doing good. All right.
That it for appointments?
That's it.
Okay, new business. Introduction of the following ordinances. Number 6-25, Borough of Saraville, County of Middlesex, ordinance authorizing Title 39 motor vehicle enforcement upon the private roadways throughout the Rockville residential development.
Oh, okay.
Councilman Khaleesi.
I move the ordinance to be approved on first reading, advertised according to law, and a public hearing to be held on February 24th.
There's a second? Roll call?
Councilpersons Khaleesi.
Yes.
Falca.
Yes.
Novak.
Can I just ask one question? I noticed in here they were talking about these signs and all of this striping and everything. This is being done not at our cost. They're going to put all of that in to start with, correct? All of the stop signs and everything? Okay, just wanted to make sure
It's
that,
just for
just wanted to make sure that we're not,
parking and speed limits.
I know, I just wanted to make sure.
Okay.
Yes,
Yes.
I know that it is.
Roberts.
Yes.
Sinarski.
Yes.
Zabrowski. Introduction of ordinance number 7-25, Borough of Saraville, County of Middlesex, ordinance amending and updating the fees for the Borough Community Garden.
Is there a motion? Councilman Balka?
Sinarski.
Zanarski, sorry, Stan. Dash.
On the first reading, advertised according to law, public hearing to be held on 2/24/25.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilperson Sinarski.
Yes.
Falca.
Yes.
Khaleesi.
Yes.
Novak.
Yes,
Roberts.
Yes.
Zabrowski.
Yes.
Okay, at this time, I'm going to open the public portion for comments or questions on the consent agenda item. Are there any comments or questions? There being no comments or questions, I'll entertain a motion to close the public portion and adopt as listed.
I move the public hearing be closed and the consent agenda resolutions be approved on roll call vote.
Is there a second?
Second.
Roll call?
Councilpersons Roberts.
Yes.
Falca.
And resolution 2025-42, abstain on Adalex and Casey Signs. And on 2025-45, I'm going to vote no on. Yes on all other items.
That was 45, right?
Yes.
Okay. Khaleesi.
Yes.
Novak.
on 2025-42, the resolution for the bills, I'm voting no on Jaffe. We haven't even passed the resolution to hire him yet. And I'm saying that, and I'm also going to vote no on 2025-45. I still can't figure out exactly what he's getting paid for. I asked for all of the invoices, and the invoices just say $3,333 for communication, but I really don't know what that is And I don't feel confident voting for that right now. Other than that, everything, yes.
Stanarski. Zabrowski.
Yes.
I need a motion to accept the correspondence as listed.
Make that motion?
There's a second?
Second.
Roll call?
Councilperson Roberts.
Yes.
Balca.
Yes.
Khaleesi.
Yes.
Novak.
Yes.
Stanarski.
Yes.
Zabrowski.
Yes.
Okay, reports of mayor and council, administration of finance, Councilman Balca.
Thank you, Mayor. Just real busy right now working on the budget, and we should be moving it slowly forward in the coming meetings. Other than that, progress.
Thank you. Planning and zoning, Councilman Zabrowski.
Thank you, Mayor. Unfortunately, Randy kind of stole my, my thunder, which kind of happened last month too. I just wanted to, we have so many weather events that have come up and most of them have been nuisances to a certain degree, but there's an awful lot of planning. And I've been involved when I was chief on this, and you spend a lot of time planning and preparation and committing to everything, and then whatever the event is. So I just want to thank all our borough employees from the top down, from all our departments, including our administration, as well as DPW, our parks, our active adult center, everything else, because there's an awful lot of work that gets done and they do it very well. Sometimes there's a mistake here and there, but you know what? Everybody's imperfect, but I would say that we do a really good job when it comes to preparing and making sure that our roads are safe and more importantly, our residents are made aware and safe during these events. So progress. Thank you.
Thank you. Public safety, Councilman Khaleesi.
Okay, I'd like to begin with an update from the Office of Emergency Management. As you know, in November, we launched the new emergency alert system, Motorola Rave, which has replaced the old HyperReach system. This new system is not only more user-friendly for both operators and the public, but also allows the residents to sign up easily through the borough website. So my suggestion is for everyone to do that. You get all the updates on anything going on in the town, including the weather. So additionally, we've acquired a new stair chair for the senior center, which will serve as a crucial tool in case of an emergency, particularly if the elevator becomes inoperable for individuals with mobility challenges. So thank you to Dexter Thomas, who was able to obtain that stair chair at no cost. So it saves the borough at least $1,500, especially with the recent closure of the Jamesburg First Aid, which is where he acquired it from. So finally, we remain proactive in monitoring upcoming weather events and other potential emergencies, ensuring that timely alerts are issued to keep the public informed. Next, I'd like to share some updates from the Sayreville Police Department. The Kennedy Drive, the truck parking over there on February 6th, the police department responded to concerns from Gillette Towers residents regarding the trucks blocking their entrances and exits. As a result, 15 vehicles were impounded and 60 summonses were issued for parking violations. Efforts to monitor and enforce parking regulations in this area will continue, and a review of current parking ordinance is underway with potential updates to further deter that illegal parking. So Bordentown Avenue truck parking. There are reports of illegal truck parking near Winding Woods on Bordentown Avenue. So they're being addressed. Several summonses have already been issued, and the situation is being closely monitored. Next, we have Deerfield Road traffic violations. So the Traffic Bureau is actively investigating complaints about speeding and stop sign violations on Deerfield Road and nearby streets. Then we have the Bailey Park Equipment Storage. So Waters and Bugsby is still there. They're the contractor for PSC&G gas line replacement over in the Morgan section. They're currently storing equipment at Bailey Park. Sergeant Braille is working on obtaining an update regarding the project's timeline to ensure minimal disruption in the area. They're actually going to go through a major change soon, so they should be out of there soon. High visibility patrols, so efforts to combat home burglaries, particularly those targeting luxury vehicles, are ongoing. Increased patrols have implemented in response to these statewide concerns, and we remain committed to protecting residents' property. So the swearing-in ceremony is going to be on February 12th, Wednesday. We will be holding a swearing-in ceremony for 2 new supervisors, 4 new hires, further strengthening our police force. And I believe we have 1 new officer as well. Traffic enforcement officers have been reminded to prioritize traffic enforcement, focusing on reducing accidents and injuries and discouraging dangerous driving behaviors. Finally, an update from the fire chief. So our fire department has been very busy lately. So they are averaging 3 calls per day. So however, we remain committed to ensuring the safety and preparedness of our community. I look forward to providing further updates once the information becomes available. In closing, I'd like to express my gratitude to everyone, Chief Plumacher, the Assistant Chiefs, Sergeant Braille, OEM Coordinator Chris Bardsley, Fire Chief George Gowan, for their ongoing dedication and hard work in ensuring the safety and well-being of our community. Their collaboration and commitment to excellence is invaluable to our borough. As always, our public safety team will continue to monitor any emerging issues, remain proactive, and respond swiftly to keep our residents safe. Thank you to the council and everyone present here for your attention and support. We look forward to keeping you informed and working together to ensure a safer and stronger community for all. This concludes my public safety update, Mayor.
Thank you, Councilman. Public Works, Councilwoman Novak.
Not to beat a dead horse, I really do think that the guys in Public Works and the ladies in Public Works have done yeoman duty. They will continue to do it. Hopefully, my rosaries will keep it from ever being too bad, but I was here January 6, 1996, so I know that can happen at any time. So they're really doing a good job, and even their personalities are so good too. If people start yelling at them, they're really very nice to the residents. Then I have a couple of other things, Mayor. I'm going to ask one more time if I make a motion that we go back to Zoom participation at the meetings. We talked to the girls at the end of the last meeting. Excuse me, I shouldn't say girls, but to me, you're girls. There aren't that many people that actually chime in with questions or responses, and I don't think it would, I really think that I'd like to make a motion that we go back to Zoom participation. And I know in the
There a
past.
second? All right. There's no
Okay.
second.
Okay.
Thank you.
The firehouse. The last meeting, I asked what was happening with the motion that was made, and nobody seemed to know about it, and I thought I screwed up. And I kind of did, because I thought it was the last meeting in November, but it was actually November 12th at 2 minutes and 20 seconds into the meeting. A motion was made to hire an attorney to help us, navigate this entire thing. And nothing ever happened, but I did get a copy of a letter from an attorney that was sent to the town back, just let me get the date. I think it was October 3rd of last year. And one of the things that were highlighted in here is that we're under no obligation, although we can, by making this a designation of an historic site in town, the borough can create, I'm sorry. Okay, when we have the ability to establish an historic preservation commission, which would take an awful lot away from the town. We'd be giving the responsibility, and then we'd have to fund it, and we'd be funding salaries for professionals and everything. But if we declare this historic preservation, we do not have to create this committee. We could leave it just the way it is, being handled with recommendations from the Historical Society, but being totally handled by our very competent business administrator. So I'd like to make a motion one more time that we do the historic preservation, because nothing will change other than we can start to get grants. And I know they're not a lot, but in this letter, it says there isn't a lot by the state, but New Jersey Preservation is a private one, and then we have federal ones, and we have county ones. Hey, and if we get $40,000, you know, that's $40,000 the residents don't have to spend. So there's no skin off of our nose by doing this. We will not be obligated to do anything. We have the ability to create that commission and then have to fund it, but we don't have to. So I'm making a motion again that we declare the firehouse a historic preservation site in town.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, roll call.
Councilpersons Novak,
Yes.
Valka,
Yes.
Khaleesi,
No, not yet.
Roberts,
Yeah.
Sinarski. Zabrowski.
Anything else, Councilwoman?
Yeah, the school bus depot, I haven't seen any kind of, I'm really pushing for us to sit down and do a settlement and get this off of our table. We're just wasting taxpayer funding, you know, money, no matter who's paying, it's coming out of my pocket, you know, either as a resident or as a, you know, I'm a resident and it's coming out of my pocket no matter what. So I really, we haven't had any updates from the attorneys, at least I haven't seen anything. I really hope that the town will work to get a settlement working here so we can get this off of our plate and move to more important things. Also, I mentioned Jaffe before. I don't even know what he does other than Facebook posts. 60% of his Facebook posts are generic that he's using in a lot of towns. So it's, you know, he's charging a lot of towns to do the same thing. Okay, the open space. Now, I understand the appraisal came back with, it's about $15,000 for an acre out there by Kennedy Park. And right now, that property it's zoned prime. For them to build residential on there, we as a council would have to change the zoning. And I can't imagine anybody up here that would want to change the zoning on that property. So I think it would behoove us to sit down and see if we can buy that or work with him maybe for him to create something down there that's part recreation, maybe a recreation center. And then the rest of it would be open space. We really have to work to doing that because otherwise, if we sit up here and rezone that to residential, so we're going to be ridden out of town on a rail, and we should be. Mayor, I think I'm done.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Water and Sewer Environmental, Councilman Sinarski.
Water and sewer, I think we're making progress in water and sewer. It's another public works department that we have that's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on call. And they respond to all types of emergencies.
Did you want some water?
All type of emergencies throughout the town. The environmental, we had our meeting with the community gardens. I'm working with Saraville High School to get them a plot over there so they could have their own plot. St. Stan's was at the meeting. They're going to have a plot. There are some open plots. They're going to be advertised within the next couple of weeks. And then other than that, progress, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you. Recreation, Council President Roberts.
Thank you, Mayor. If I may, I want to start with an update on the firehouse, and I wanted to let Mary see if I had everything that you've covered. So the update is there was a meeting held with the engineer and architect last Tuesday. A walkthrough was conducted. The exterior is largely intact. The interior is in deplorable condition. The engineer will proceed with preparing bids and specs to move forward with first the environmental remediation of the site. There will be asbestos removal. There will be lead paint abatement, and there may be other hazards. The architect has been advised to begin research and preparation of preservation plans for both the interior and exterior and develop plans to renovate the exterior condition to preserve the building as much as it appeared when constructed. It's also to design an interior that captures the architectural design elements of the original. There are artifacts inside of the building. There are two organizations, the the Civil Air Patrol, and Coast Guard Auxiliary. And they have been contacted to remove their property from the building under the supervision of Building and Grounds. And then after personal property is removed from the building, the Historic Society will be offered the opportunity to visit the building, remove artifacts, and identify anything that they need to. That would be done contacting the business administrator's office. And due to safety issues, no structural elements or possibly contaminated items will be allowed to be removed. Once that occurs, the final plans authorized and bid awarded project will take about 12 to 18 months to complete. And then we're going to have a timeline that shows this more accurately and work it out so it's clear to the public how we're going to proceed. But the first things that have to happen are the asbestos and the abatements, and then we can let people go in. First, the owners of the items collect their items, and then the Historic Society will have their chance. So that's where we stand now. I hope that answered most of your questions. I know it wasn't all of them.
Are we not gonna hire an attorney, especially, because that's what the motion was.
Yeah.
We're deciding against it, like, fine.
I don't know if we needed the attorney. I know I'm the one who made that motion, and I think that was the professional I thought that we needed at first. So we're where we're at. We'll see if we need anything else, but I think the environmental abatements are really critical at first. And then now for the recreation, which is what I'm actually doing. The recreation event schedule is now available. We're looking forward to a great year. The first recreation event, the indoor LED mini golf, will be February 28th from 5:30 to 7:30 at the Active Adult Center. Pre-registration is required and available on the recreation website. Summer camp counselor applications are available on the recreation website. That was my first job. Applicants must be 15 years old at the start of camp. Also, the farmer's market is indoor at the Active Adult Center on Wednesdays, 12 to 5. And I'm also part of the library Board of Trustees liaison, and they are looking at some new furniture. We appointed some new members tonight. In recreation, we had a cake for Brian to once again congratulate him on recreation, his award. Pizza was provided by Councilman Sinarski. And Cultural Arts also has a tentative schedule of events. And there's a lot going on in town. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Councilwoman, Council President. With that, we will go to general discussion on agenda items. Go ahead.
Authorization to execute an agreement with the County of Middlesex for the acceptance of the FY 2026 Municipal Alliance Grant in the amount of $18,183.
Any objections? Next item.
Authorization to support publishing legal notices on official government websites.
Any objection? Next item.
Authorization for the Saraville Fire Department to attend the South Amboy St. Patrick's Day Parade on March 16th in South Amboy.
Any objection?
And Morgan Hose and Chemical Company to attend New Jersey Volunteer Chiefs Meeting on several dates as listed in several towns.
Any objection? Anything else?
Nope, it's on
I have three
Business
items.
Administrator?
I have three items, Mayor. Authorization to promote Ronald Connors and Scott Betzler from truck driver heavy to equipment operator in Public Works effective February 16th.
Any objection? Next item.
Authorization to appoint Joseph McMahon and Bonnie Sudnick as school traffic guards with the Police Department effective February 16th, 2025.
Any objection? Next item.
And I'm very happy to ask for authorization to promote Amy Logman as qualified purchasing agent in the Finance Department effective March 1st.
Any objection? CFO's report? Okay, Borough Engineers report?
Thank you, Mayor. Just one item, 2022 Road Project Phase 2, which was Little Broadway, Surrey Lane, Gordon Avenue, and Oak Street's been completed, recommending a resolution closing out the contract and also a resolution approving a net reduction change order. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Okay, Borough Attorney's report.
Mayor, just a quick update. I know at the last meeting, I was asked to look into the whole issue with the JCP street lighting and repairs. I don't have a final answer for that yet, but I'm working with the administration. We're looking to find the latest contract. One of the prior contracts does provide a provision in there that we can withhold money if they are not making the repairs timely. But we're trying to determine if that's actually the current contract or not. In the meantime, I have looked into some of the litigations that were filed by other municipalities, and the results of them, most of them have been resulting in settlements where JCP&L came in after they filed and started making some of the repairs and getting them moving. So I will have more information hopefully by the next meeting, but I just wanted to give you an update that, since it was discussed at the last meeting, that we are moving forward, we are looking into it, and hopefully have more of an answer for you next meeting.
Okay. At this time, I'm going to open the public portion for any comments or questions on any and all issues. Anyone? Anyone? All right. With that, I take a motion to close the public portion.
Make a motion to close the public portion?
Your second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Before we adjourn, may I ask a question?
We're not adjourned yet, but no, go ahead. This is the right
I
time.
just wanted, I think it was the last meeting that we didn't get one, it was only a couple of them, but,
Mary, is your microphone on?
thanks, Donna. A question was raised about the judge. Now, I know about his other whole problem, and everybody deserves a second chance, and his record was expunged. I didn't have a problem. But could somebody look into exactly what he was censured for? Or has anybody looked
It's a
into it?
personnel issue, so we'll have to contact him and do it in closed session. But as I said at the last meeting, to appoint a judge, it has to go through the prosecutor's office in New Brunswick, and it has to go through the assigning judge. All vetting is done there. We can certainly have the BA send a letter to the
No.
prosecutor and the
We could
assigning
answer these
judge.
questions.
What?
You know, wait, if we just find out exactly what that was, so somebody
Well,
can.
why doesn't he? He's a reporter / resident.
I got that. It's just, I think it's embarrassing. that we haven't-
It's not embarrassing.
It is, it is.
It might be to you, Mary, but then again,
And the engineering firm that we just hired, how is he connected with the convicted Republican chairman from Ocean County?
I don't know.
Could somebody look into that before we have a problem? Because it's my understanding that his wife is part of this company. And, now all of a sudden they're getting
Well,
municipal
Make your
contracts.
statement. Are you saying that you are responsible for the sins of your spouse, sins of your children, sins of your relatives?
Unfortunately,
What are you
yeah.
saying?
Unfortunately, yeah, we're also responsible for the sins of other people in our
I
parties.
think the last chairman of the Democratic Party was certainly had some issues, but nobody ever checked it out.
Oh,
And
Mayor,
and now-
that's really
now
not
He
true.
brought great shame on the borough.
Believe me, that's not true. He did bring shame to the party.
Oh,
And
well,
as soon as he
He
was
funded a
charged,
lot of campaigns, got a lot of people elected. So how deep do you want to go on this, Mary?
I would really like to know how much of that connection is, because we're
Obviously,
bringing,
you know the answer, so why don't you say it?
I only
Why
know
are you going
what
through
I've
the
been
theater?
told.
Why are you going through theater here, Mary?
I'm not going through theater. I want somebody with some sort of to find out if any of this is true.
Did you vote yes to appoint this firm? And
Yes, but I
Okay.
didn't know the connection.
Mary, so what is the rule? What is Mary's rule now on all appointments, personnel, and everything else in the borough? They have to be free of sin? There can be no connection? There can't be any?
I'm sorry, Mayor, when we're talking about, a convicted chairperson and.
We will
all
have
of
the
a
BA send a letter to the engineering company, all right? And we'll ask them if we'll have the attorney vet them. How's that?
Thank you.
All right, there you go, Mary. Anything else?
No, thank you.
Okay, very good. So with that, I believe that what we do up here is because we're here to provide services to the residents. So we're here to make sure that the police, fire, and first aid are well-trained, well-equipped, and that they're able to respond when called. We're here to plow the snow, as you saw this last couple of days. We're here to pick up the trash. We're here to take care of the 70 parks, the library, the streets, and all the other things. That is the service. That being said, I was in business for 35 years successfully, and that's where I learned customer service. So what I'm starting tonight is we're tracking how many people are actually watching this meeting. So we have 8 residents on our Zoom, which is the borough website. This is the only vehicle that would allow anybody, when it was COVID, they could only call in here. And then Nicole put down, there are at most 15 people, as far as she can tell, watching us on YouTube, which would not allow you to call in. As I say, the borough employs 250 people? 300 people, and we're all here to give service. So with the exception, we have a couple of people that come in, they're basically like me, they're guys over 70, guys over 80. It's theater, in my opinion, but that's just my opinion. It gives old guys something to do. That being said, but we have 300 people here to provide service Monday through Friday, 8 to 4 every day. This is just a twice-a-month meeting about the services that we provide, what happened, points of interest. We're really not here. You know, years ago when I started in, I think, 97, it was entertainment. It was pre-internet, you had, I don't know, half a dozen channels, you had some cable. But basically, these rooms used to fill up with residents, and it was a lot of fun. But it was for entertainment. It didn't make the borough really run better. And so I'm not seeing a big reason. I don't see anybody getting cheated here. Lord knows, none of us hide. We go to ShopRite, we go to our religious services. We're all around the borough. Are all our home numbers posted? Do we still do that? Did that stop? Is that, okay, so they can call the borough and we can return their call. I think particularly after that judge's family in North Brunswick was murdered, there is, and our own Eunice Dumfor was murdered. It's probably a wiser thing not to post too much personal information. But anyway, on my card, Mayor O'Brien card, I put my home number on, and as I've said before, the first 20 years I was mayor, I tell people to call me at home and that they'd get my wife and tell her the issue. It would become her issue, and I'd get no peace in my home till I took care of the issue. And it was a pretty good system. But now we're a little older, and we have a lot more people in Sayreville. And so now we've hired professional staff to deal with issues. And these are 2 people who will go out to your house, to your job site, to your business, to fully understand the issues that you have. So that being said, we'll continue to monitor this, the how many people are watching, who they are. It shows up, and if it becomes an issue, one of the things I learned this from Councilman Jeff Pawlowski many decades ago. He said, government is a living document, and you can change the document. We are allowed under law, and so we can change it. But tonight, I'm not seeing the need for it. That being said, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?